What's up, Army? I almost couldn't get that one out. Let's try that again. What's up, Army? Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to share this space with me. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to get into it. This morning I woke up and all I kept hearing was, let's start at the very beginning. That's a very good place to start. It just keeps playing over and over and over and over in my mind. And I do have a channeled message. I was drawn to my very first deck, which is the Shadowscapes Tarot. And I kind of wanted to, coming on here, I wanted to skip the channeled message, just get into the cards. Like, now we don't need that channeled message. But no, then it just kept playing. Let's start at the very beginning. So it's very important for somebody to take it back to the beginning. I'm hearing, remember why you started. Remember why you started. Let me just read the channel message and we'll take it from there. I'm like on a time crunch right now, so I'm going to try and give you as much undivided attention as I possibly can before I got to get out of here. All right. So I heard that. Let's start at the very beginning. That's a very good place to start. Someone doesn't know where to start. And then I heard explain yourself. Somebody either is being called to explain themselves, or, well, obviously someone's being called to explain themselves. They don't know where to start. It's like it's too big. They don't know where to start. It's almost like going to therapy for the first time at 60 years old, and the therapist says, okay, and you kind of have to like explain how you got 60 years deep into a situation. It's the energy is like that. And I saw like a dark-skinned man crying, like sobbing with their hands in their face, and I kept hearing, I didn't know. Somebody didn't got involved in something, and they're claiming they didn't know. But is it that they didn't know, or is it just that they got caught? Somebody is ashamed. Like that's the energy that I get when someone's hiding their face. I got the energy of somebody like begging for their life. It's like begging for their life back, or begging for forgiveness, or literally begging for their life. I'm not really sure. And I got the movie I Care a Lot. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I've channeled that movie before. Don't ask me what reading that was. So many messages come through my reading sometimes that I don't know what reading that was. But that movie, there's a woman that manipulates older people and like finds a way to like steal their estate. She deems them incompetent, and then she comes in, sweeps in, puts elderly people into a home, and takes their house, their money, the whole nine. She ends up messing with the wrong person. She ends up messing with a woman whose son is like a mob boss type person. So the energy that I'm getting, someone messed with the wrong one. I actually got the energy that someone messed with somebody's daughter. Somebody of importance. We can say it's a mob boss. We can say it's whatever it is, but somebody messed with somebody, and they didn't know how important that somebody was, and how many important people or even energies are surrounding this person. They're just, I didn't know. It's like they thought somebody was just some regular person, like thinking that, like, I'm getting the image of like picking on a homeless person that ends up being a princess type shit. So I asked Spirit, I said, well, how is this helping? Because I really want the messages that come through to be empowering, to be helping people. I don't want to keep anyone trapped in fear. I don't want to keep anyone trapped in drama, in like this soap opera storyline. I really just want to help. And Spirit said it's a warning. Um, and then I heard they tried to write your story, and I got this energy of somebody, of a very controlling person, and I was hearing them say, what I say goes. You move when I tell you to move. Where are you going? So it's like somebody, uh it, I'm feeling this outside of the collective. And as the message goes on, it's feeling more like a collective, like a humanity kind of thing. But this person was pulling the strings on somebody, and then the strings just get cut, and they're like, what, where are you going? Um, so yeah, they lost control. Destiny continues to play out, like the story continues to play out against the narrative that they felt that they had control over. They're pulling strings that are no longer attached, and pushing buttons no longer connected to a power supply, and which applies to the last message that we got, actually. And I'm hearing again, I didn't know. And then I heard they knew. Their ego had them convinced they can control the narrative. um like the two markers in this book, they thought they had the say in where your story ends, but you disconnected their controls. Plot twist. Now let me explain the two markers in this book. You see there's like this rubber band part, right? I finished the channeled message and I put the marker in it, and when I went to pick the book up again, I saw that it also had this, and this marker was behind where I put the original marker. So it was like the message was, they thought the story ended here. They dictated that the story end here, that your story ends here. And it's like, no, there's so much more to go. There's so much more to go. And my story ends where I say it ends, not where you say it ends. I love that energy. It's beautiful. It's empowering. It's amazing. Okay. So then I was seeing the Wizard of Oz, but it's funny how I saw the Wizard of Oz. I saw the Wizard of Oz right from behind, and he's pulling all these buttons and levers and pushing this and pushing that, and he's in the microphone. Oh, I'm the Wizard of Oz. But the entire city of Oz is standing behind him, and he's naked, like butt ass naked. So he thinks that he's controlling all of these things, but the curtain's open, and the entire city that he thinks he's controlling is standing behind him, laughing at his ass. It's the image I got. I don't know. This so-called almighty, all-powerful person had to use lies and manipulation to gain control. All that huffing and puffing just to cover up the fact that they're a coward afraid to be alone. They'd rather be feared than loved. They've lost their humanity. Somebody, instead of learning how to love, instead of healing, they have just abandoned their own humanity and decided it was better for people to fear them than to actually get to know them for who they are, than to admit their flaws. Their vulnerability. But they get, it shows. It's like trying to cover it up so much, and it shows. It's I'm getting the example of like pointing the finger, all it's like for every finger that you point, there's 10 pointing back at you, or something like that. Is that the saying? That's the image that I'm getting. Somebody, you're this, you're that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. It's projection. It's all it, which the Wizard of Oz, right, in the movie, is an actual projection. It's like he projects this big almighty powerful head when he's just some guy behind the curtain. Okay, and then I heard, keep your eyes on your story, on your narrative. Remember, you are the authority over your life. Remaining in anger and fear keeps the remote control of your life in their hands. No matter what corner they've seemingly backed you into, it's not over until you say, pure intentions and love, stop playing in the mud, elevate. And then I got the image of somebody, literally like a crowd, almost like a witch hunt kind of thing, where somebody is backed into a corner, and they close their eyes and they literally rise up and float away. Like, that's the image that I got. So it's rise above it. They want you to think they are the majority, that evil rules to keep you stuck and trapped. The truth is the opposite of what they've convinced you of. The reason such a small percentage of evil has been able to rule is because they've convinced you they're stronger and more common. This is where I said that this becomes a human collective message, because it's bigger than any one person. This is a group. Yeah. I heard turn off your TV and rise with love. That is our suggestion. By believing their lies, you attract evidence into your life. Those that are trying to control the narrative, whether it's in your specific life or the narrative of humanity. Those that are trying to control the narrative want to control where your focus is, because what you think about, you bring about. Where your focus goes, where your attention goes, that's what grows. So if they can convince you that humanity is lost, then with your own powers of manifestation, you will create more and more evidence towards their narrative. But when you take that focus away, when you recognize that it's lies, that what they want you to believe is the majority is actually the minority, you change the narrative. Humanity changes the narrative one by one. Like I said, they know that. They know the power in every individual, whoever they are. Those that are fighting to control the narrative, they know your power. And if they can control your focus, they can control you. Humans are doing way more good in this world than they will ever tell you. And the only way to see it is to take the focus away from their narrative and create your own. I just said that. And then there was a bumblebee flying outside of my window. I stopped the message. I went upstairs. I got my water to get ready to come down here. And there was a big bumblebee flying outside of my window. I meant to look up the significance of bumblebee before I came on here, but I just wanted to get into the message because I'm running out of time. So bumblebee is significant, and I'm going to leave it at that. That is the channeled message, and I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to the tarot. I keep trying to jump into the tarot, and Spirit is like, not yet. All right, so we're going to pull some, not yet. We're going to pull some, charms. Let's just pull some charms real quick. There's a process, there's steps that need to be taken. You can't jump ahead. I'm thinking of something that has come up with somebody that I know recently. It's this energy of like trying to rush healing. It's like, I just want it to be over. I just want to forget about it. And it doesn't always happen that way, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, especially when it comes to manipulation and emotional abuse. It's like living inside of a spider web, and you have to climb your way out piece by piece. It's like I'm literally seeing the image of being caught in a spider web, and you just want to like jump out, but there's like, you got to cut this cord, and you got to cut that cord, and you got to cut this one, you got to cut that one. And just when you think you're free, your foot's still stuck. You got to cut your foot out. And there's a process. Somebody wants to jump ahead of the process, and it doesn't work that way. I'm now seeing the image of, when I was married, my ex had this, he had this, something had to be like surgically removed Okay. And it was in an area that he couldn't care for himself. So I had to, well, I didn't. There was a nurse coming to the house to take care of the incision. But the nurse that came to the house didn't care for it right. What needed to be done was it was an open incision, and it needed to be packed with like the packing tape, like the packing tape that has medicine on it, so that the wound didn't close from the top. It closed from the inside like this. But I don't know what she did wrong. She did something wrong where it closed on the top, and he had to go back to the doctor, and they had to slice that shit back open, and then I had to take over and take care of this for him, and the packing then allowed the wound to close from the inside out. This is what Spirit is showing me. It's like if you rush it, then on the surface it appears to be healed, but on the inside the wound is still open and festering, and because no medicine is getting into it, because no healing is being applied to the inside of the wound, it never heals. It just festers, like I just said, and it gets infected, and it spreads, and it becomes like a then okay, Spirit said then something comes along and reopens it. And now the wound is worse than it was before, because now you have all this, oh, that's a gross image. It's like all this pus and all this infection that's been growing underneath the surface because of the lack of healing. You cannot rush it. Whatever this is, you can't rush it. And somebody wants to rush it. It's like realizing, wanting to catch up. Spirit is giving me the example now of like somebody who shows up late to the party, right? They show up late to the party, and everybody's been drinking for hours, and they're like, "Oh, I want to catch up. I want to be where you are." So instead of like, taking their time and having a drink here and a drink there, they freaking pour themselves a glass like this with this much alcohol, and they fucking down it because they want to catch up. But now 30 minutes later, an hour, however long it takes, I don't fucking know, they're laid out on the floor, and they continue to miss the party because they went too fast. I don't know why I'm getting that image, but that's what I'm getting. Whatever this is, it can't be rushed. Let's pull some of this. Something in the hand. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, I'm hearing. I'm feeling it in my hand, in the palm of my hand. In the palm. I'm hearing I had you in the palm of my hand and lost it. That's what happens when you try to be controlling, right? It's like somebody had something in the palm of their hand, and they squeezed too tight. And what they thought would suffocate this person, what they thought would control the narrative and end this person, it's like this person found a way to transform. I'm literally seeing whatever they have in the palm of their hand turning to water, and like be like water, flow and adapt. This person adapted and squeezed their way out. If that's you, high five. That's what you do. That's how you transmute. That's how you adapt. Be like water. I'm seeing water in a vase. When water is in a vase, it turns into the shape of the vase. Free flowing, taking no shape. At the end of the day, water cannot be contained, because even if it is in a vase, it eventually evaporates and transforms, right? All right, what do we got? They have a starfish. A buck. This is a cross. If this is some kind of specific cross that I'm unaware of, let me know. I'm hearing Celtic, but I don't really know if that's Celtic. Willpower. I'm hearing withstanding the pressure. Underestimated. Mermaid. It's interesting. The energy that I'm getting with this mermaid, I've never gotten this before. I've gotten this mermaid, but I've never gotten this energy with this mermaid. You see how she's got her hand up like this. I'm seeing like pretending to faint, like somebody's faking weakness. It's like, okay, spirit. It's like somebody's in a fight, right? And they're getting their ass kicked. So they play dead for a second, or they pretend to faint, or they're like, no, stop playing. Wait. I'm hurt for real. I'm hurt for, like, this isn't cool. Right. And then the other person's like, oh my God, are you okay? And then they fucking slash them, or they punch them like a cheap shot. That's what I'm getting. Like somebody pretending to be injured. Somebody pretending, faking a weakness in order to take a cheap shot, like manipulating somebody's emotions to take a cheap shot. It's like luring somebody in with their emotions, and then haha, like it's gross. A dragon. This is what I'm saying. It's like this. It's like this fainting mermaid turns into a fire breathing dragon and fucking bites your head off. It's a snake is always a snake. Snakes don't transform. And hummingbird. It's interesting. Hummingbird. The size, like the size of the hummingbird is significant. The fact that they're so teeny tiny. It's like this hummingbird beat the dragon. The hummingbird beat the dragon. It's on some like David and Goliath type shit. Where would a dragon ever think that it would lose a battle to a hummingbird, right? Dragons are huge. They can fly. They can breathe fire. They have wisdom. This is like I'm just getting the imagery of a dragon abusing his power. Think it's like I'm seeing a dragon's foot on the hummingbird. Like I said before, the palm of their hand. It's like the hummingbird is here in this part, like I got you. And the hummingbird, like they squeeze out. I'm getting the image of like this dragon had the hummingbird. Like it's like the dragon is standing, like just so convinced that they're gonna win, right? This dragon is so convinced that they're gonna win, so they're just like standing there, like they got their back foot on the hummingbird. That's what I'm seeing. They got their back foot on the hummingbird, and it's kind of like I'll get to that later. It's like a spider saving something for later. Like that's just a snack. That's just like an insignificant little thing. I'm just gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna talk to my friends. I'm gonna be like, yeah. I got that hummingbird back at home. Like I got that hummingbird back there. You just look at him squirming. Like he's gonna win. Stop fighting. Stop trying to fight. Look at him. Look at him trying to fight. Look at him trying to fight back. Look, this is ridiculous. And the dragon is just like, I'm just gonna save it for later. Like this cat and mouse kind of energy, like a cat just playing with a mouse before he slays it. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, it's funny, ha ha ha. He's holding on to the dragon. He's like, I'm bored. I'm gonna take a nap. This fight is weak. I already won this fight. I'll take a nap and deal with that later. And they go to sleep and underestimate this hummingbird. It's like they go to sleep and the hummingbird like not only squeezes its way out, but it like fucking finds like, all right. It calls all the other hummingbirds. Like it calls like this whole other army of hummingbirds, and the dragon is just like dead asleep. And then when it wakes up, he's like tied down. And the hummingbirds like rule the land. They like take over Dragonland. Like they just win. Bro, let's move on to the cards. Let's move on to the cards. That was crazy imagery. That is seriously crazy imagery. Metaphorically speaking, obviously, right? All right. See, I want to get to the cards, but Spirit wants me to pull these other cards, so let's do that. We have 3 piles, so I'm going to pull 3 cards from each pile. Save the best for last, I keep hearing. The grand finale. I'm hearing that song, the Vanessa Williams song. You went and saved the best for last. All right, let's go. Sea Witch. Parrot. Jesus. And T. This is that controlling energy. I don't know if this letter T applies to the controlling energy or if this letter T is what is like dominating. Like is the T the hummingbird or is T the sea witch? I don't know. Clarify the letter T, please. Stuck. T is the hummingbird. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and whoever shall know it shall find it and love. The letter T is the hummingbird. The sea witch is the dragon. Sea witch thought, you get me. Let's move on. That's just clarifying this image that I just gave you. What else, please? Letter R, letter G, letters RTG, ready to go. No place like home. I'm being called to keep moving forward, so I'm going to keep moving forward. Take that as it resonates. If it doesn't, it's not for you. I'm just getting the energy that is just that right there is confirmation for somebody. What else, please? Did you hear that? The letter V. Getting a lot of letters. The letter V. Get right before you get left. Courage is facing the fear and doing it anyway. For my iniquities have gone over my head. They are too heavy for me to bear. This is that energy from the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. This energy of somebody trying to rush it, like I'm hearing again from the channeled message. I didn't know. That's what this energy is. I didn't know. Somebody fucked up bad, and they're like they didn't know. It's like they didn't know they were playing for the wrong team. It's like a dragon wakes up. It's like a dragon that's like holding down the hummingbird, and then they're like, hey, do you know who that hummingbird is? Like, do you know who that hummingbird is? Like, the whole army of hummingbirds is coming for you now because you fucked with that one hummingbird. Like, I didn't know. I just thought it was a hummingbird. I just thought it was a fucking snack. I didn't know. Shit. But now the hummingbird's gone. They don't know where the hummingbird went. They don't know what's coming. But I'm hearing retribution. There is something coming from messing with the hummingbird. And it's like, get right before you get left. Like there's a pause. There's a pause. It's like I'm getting the energy of like, let's say like you're a kid and you do something and you're about, you're getting in trouble with your parents, like you're fucked, like you couldn't block the message from your teacher calling your parents, you couldn't you couldn't hide your report card, the punishment is coming. There's a pause. So what do? Do you admit it? You got me, surrender, white flag, whatever you see fit? Or do you argue? Do you lie? Do you make excuses? Do you, no, but it was because of this and it's because of that, or it's because of blah, 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 blah. And your parents are just sitting there just calling all your bullshit. It's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, so you didn't know, right? So you didn't know. So you underestimated. You wanted to play games. You wanted to be the sea witch. You wanted to, cry wolf. You wanted, and like you went in for the kill, and like it's like the dragon tricked the hummingbird, thinking it was so much bigger than the hummingbird. I don't know what it is with this dragon and hummingbird analogy, but we're going with it. The dragon tricks the hummingbird. The hummingbird comes in to help the dragon, and the dragon is like, bitch, I didn't even need your help. Ha, 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 ha. And then the hummingbird is like, joke's on you, actually. And the dragon is like, fuck. What do I do now? Courage is facing the fear and doing it anyway. I'm hearing own it. Somebody needs to own it. Somebody needs to own what they did. My iniquities have gone over my head. They are too heavy for me to bear. Somebody just needs to own it. To stop denying it, hiding it, lying about it. Take ownership is what I'm hearing. There's this fear. My iniquities are too heavy for me to bear. Somebody is being faced with a crossroads, and what do? Get right before you get left. That's like that energy of needing to catch up, realizing that you're on the wrong path, as you're all the way down over here left when you realize you're supposed to be 6 miles down the road right. Well, fuck, what do I do? You got to start walking back. It's that energy from the last reading of like reversing time. There are things that whoever this is about, there are things that you need to correct on your way back. It's like there's something that needs to be corrected all the way over there, but before you can get there, before you can correct things with that person, with that situation, with whatever that is over there, before you can do that, you got to right the wrongs on the path back. This path that you avoided, these wrongs that you avoided righting, you said, you know what, fuck that. I'm not gonna fix any of that. It's that avoiding the healing, those pit stops you were supposed to make on the way to healing. Now you're down the road over here, and something reopens the wound. Something brings all these demons back, all these things that you've been avoiding healing, all these things that you've been avoiding facing, all these things you were too afraid to face. You thought taking this path over here, you know what, I'm just going to ignore that over there. And you end up 10 miles down the road of this path with a bigger monster, a big, and you turn around and everything that you thought you avoided is standing at your back facing you. It's like whoever this person is, I'm saying you because I'm really feeling that whoever this person is watching me. Whoever this person is, you're the Wizard of Oz, standing there thinking that you're controlling everything in front of you, and you got all the world standing behind you, seeing you show your ass. And now you're faced with the option to keep pretending like you got it all under control, or to turn around and face the truth. And in facing the truth, admitting it, being vulnerable, owning what you've done, there's strength in that. There's courage in that. There's growth in that. There's healing in that. Whoever this is faced with this, has been pulling strings and pushing buttons and doing all these things to avoid their own healing. And it's weighing on them. My iniquities have gone over my head. They're too heavy for me to bear. This is more than the 10 of Wands energy. This is the world. This is years and years of avoidance staring at them. Like, who the fuck do you think you're kidding? Putting on this show, putting on airs, pretending innocence when they got all these monsters at their back. Get right before you get left. I'm seeing spirit. It's my stomach is growling. It's the energy of like this person is like haunted. This person is haunted and ignoring the ghosts. This person goes to sleep at night and they taunt him. They laugh at him or her. Like I'm seeing this person in bed just tossing and turning, and these voices, these energies, all of this that they've avoided healing and facing, all of it is just these loud, just everywhere. I'm seeing this person talk, like I'm seeing this person sleeping on their side here, and there's this, I don't know what they're saying, whatever they're saying, and then they turn around and they try to shut up, and then there's another one over here. So now they're on their back, and there's another one here, and there's another one here, and there's another one here. This person, whoever this is, you can't sleep. This person can't sleep. I'm seeing again the wound that I was talking about earlier. This person has created this surface image that they are put together and healed and everything's fine. And then they go to bed at night. And all that infection, all that pus, all the things that they avoided healing, they can't sleep. And they continue to put on shows, whatever that means. They get up in the morning and they distract 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 and they distract, and they don't face what is festering. Whoever I'm talking to needs to face. It's like they're standing over here down this road, knowing that they have to heal, but they don't want to, right? Knowing that they're supposed to be over here where this person, place, or thing is. They know they're supposed to be over here, but they see all of these demons, these ghosts, all the things that they've avoided on the path in between. So they try to, this is that shortcut energy. They try and like peek up over all of this shit and see what's going on over here, and they try to copy it. But it comes across inauthentic. It comes across because they didn't do the healing. They're trying to mimic this place where they're supposed to be. They're trying to mirror this place where they're supposed to be. They're trying to mirror the energy of being healed, thinking that it will heal them. They're trying to copy, thinking it will heal them. But it's not working because they still can't sleep at night. And it's because you can't get here without going through here. You got to go through the dark to get to the healing. You have to trust the process. You have to go through the process. You have to start at the very beginning. Okay, we finally made it to the tarot. This, I love the way this has just metaphorically completely worked out. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited to see what the tarot has to say, and I have about 15 minutes before I have to get out of here. So let's do it. Again, this is my first deck ever, and I have not touched this deck in a long time. This is my very first deck. This deck even has a little water damage on it. Speaking of water, that's crazy. Thank you, Spirit. Final messages, please. This message is hitting home for somebody. Because I see somebody sitting on the other side of this. Just dumbfounded. Four of Cups. Temperance. Four of Swords. The Star and the Moon. This is everything that's going underneath the surface. This is the Star and the Temperance and the Four of Swords is the healing that we're talking about. With the Moon and the Four of Cups, this is like all under the surface. Nobody would think that this person has so many things that they need to battle. There's so many things that they've been avoiding. Nobody would think that this person is putting up a front. They're ignoring it. They're ignoring Spirit. Spirit is bringing these cups, bringing this healing, trying to bring all, and it's a mermaid, bro. I'm done. Spirit is offering healing, forgiveness. And this person would just rather not heal. Is that a dragon? Is that like a baby dragon there? I don't know. But this, whoever I'm speaking to, it can't be avoided. It's all under the surface. You see this mask? This person is taking off the mask and looking at it. Really analyzing who they are under the surface. Really analyzing. And then you got all these mushrooms. Bro, everything is connecting. I posted that short the other day. You're a psychedelic mushroom. This is growing in the dark, growing through this shit. We have two energies here. We have somebody who decided to heal, somebody who grew through the shit, somebody who came out of the dark. And then there's somebody who's like looking at their own mask, like looking at themselves in the mirror at night. Like, should I take this mask off? Who do I want to be? I'm hearing. Somebody's projecting the image of an emperor when their soul is broken. And the question is, do you want to continue to pretend to be an emperor? Or do you want to actually heal? And be the image you're projecting. Become it's like somebody is projecting an image instead of becoming that image. This emperor energy can either be a mask or it can go to the very core of you. So this is an image that has been put over avoidance. It's like the world thinks that this person is this healed, strong, powerful person, but they have so many things that they have not healed. And they've been able to lie and manipulate and trick everybody into believing they are this person. But when they go to bed at night, they know it's a lie. They know what haunts them. They know what they've done, and they know what they've avoided healing. They know it's an image and not the truth. Somebody needs to reopen the wound and heal from the inside in order for the truth to shine. This emperor is holding this green ball right over his heart. And there's a cross on this, I don't know, what is that, antlers? Looks like the cross from the beginning of this reading, the charm. This emperor wants to match the image projected, but they can't look at themselves in the mirror because they know that the image is a lie, that they've avoided their healing, they've avoided the work. This is the gap. This is where they want to be, and this is where they are. And they need to go through the shit to really be that. But instead, they're looking at, maybe they're looking at other people and copying the projection. What else, please? Damn. That's just crazy. That's fucking crazy. The Empress. The Seven of Pentacles. The Sun. And the Six of Wands. Now, either this person is looking at an Empress that has healed. She's, in a sense, holding the sun. And he's projecting this image to try and attract an empress. But an empress that's done the healing knows the difference between a projection and the truth. And he's trying to be a match to this empress without doing the work. And he doesn't understand why she's not looking over there. It's because someone who's done the work, Seven of Pentacles, she's invested in herself. She's done the inner work. She's found the sun. She's found the healing. She's found the growth. She stands in it. And he's over here wondering why he can't match her energy. And it's because behind this facade and this projection, he's the moon in the Four of Cups. He needs to find his Four of Swords, the Temperance, and the Star. Find his own balance, find his own healing. But there's this image. This could also mean that the healing that this emperor needs, the healing that this person needs in order to be the emperor instead of project the emperor, is found through his feminine energy, is found through the nurturing, through the heart, through investing in himself, him or herself. We all have masculine and feminine energy, so it doesn't matter if I'm talking about a man or a woman. This is the two sides of us. And if you only heal your feminine energy, your masculine, your emperor side is a fraud. And if you only heal your masculine energy, your feminine side is a fraud. Somebody's masculine energy is unhealed and needs to heal. Whether it's through their feminine energy, or I don't know if this is two separate people or if this is two sides of one person. It doesn't matter. Because if you're an empress standing in this energy, in this healing, you've already healed your masculine side. Or maybe you need, maybe you think that you're in this energy and you've invested in healing your feminine side. And this is your dark side. Your wounding, your masculine wounding that you've been avoiding healing. The main message going on here is that somebody is avoiding healing. Somebody is avoiding their healing. And it's on the masculine energy side. It's the energy, it keeps going back and forth. So I feel like it applies to different people in different ways. So take it as it resonates. Take it as it resonates, and don't just assume, oh, X, Y, this person over there, that's my masculine, that's my twin, and he's not healing. This is not for us to figure anyone else out. This is for us to figure ourselves out. Take it as it resonates to you and your story. Because if you are sitting here watching this reading saying, oh, that's so-and-so, they're the ones, you're projecting. and you're not looking in the mirror like this reading is saying. I'm going to close this out with Sacred Spirit. I have like 3 minutes, so that's what I'm going to do. I've gone overtime already. I'm pushing it. Something is long overdue. Something is long overdue, and it could be your healing that you're avoiding. If you're projecting and blaming everybody else for your situation, for your actions, for wherever it is that you are in life, you're avoiding your healing, period. Astral travel, caution needed. Galactic healer, move forward with an open mind. Awakened spirit, desire to change. Someone needs to trust in their healing, trust in their growth. Astral travel, caution needed. Pay attention and be honest about where you may or may not be projecting. Are you projecting a false image? Are you projecting false beliefs? Are you projecting your own fears, your own insecurities, your own need for control onto those outside of you? At the end of the day, every reading is about what is going on inside of you and what you need to heal. And if it doesn't apply, then it's not for you. I've already said in another reading, it is not our job to figure anyone else out. It is only our job to figure ourselves out. And to carry the light for the collective is an individual road. Collective, we are a collective. But the collective consciousness is raised through the individual. And if you're more focused on what somebody else is doing and what somebody else isn't doing, and whether or not somebody else isn't healing, and whether or not somebody else is moving in the direction you don't want them to move, that is about you and your control and your lack of looking within yourself. It's not about them. Your journey is not about anyone else. Anyone else involved in your journey and your story is to teach you, to help you heal, to help you to learn, to help you to grow. Their path, their karma, their individual journey, and what they're doing and what they're not doing is none of your fucking business. This is about you and your path and your journey. Copying somebody else's path is not going to help you heal. You got to face your own demons. Stop worrying about everybody else's. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Bro. If you're still with me, you're a real one. And I hope you got something out of this message. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this space with me. And I'll catch you on the next one. You're beautiful. I love you.